Hello, and welcome to another episode of Soul Snacks, tiny videos about big ideas. Today, we're talking about the purposeful aware being. Now you may ask, what is this alien thing? And why should I care? Mindfulness and meditation practice says this is the kind of human being that we should all aspire to be. So let's dive in and figure this out together. Today's video is inspired by the teachings of Andy Puddicombe. He's a mindfulness expert and the co-founder of Headspace, an incredible meditation app. Coming back, why would I want to be this mindful, aware being? I like being lost in thought. The present can be boring, and my thoughts are interesting. I'd rather be thinking about that cool action scene I saw in James Bond, rather than focusing on how the food in my mouth tastes and feels. So hippie. According to research, living in the present helps us feel more grateful and savor life. It makes the food in our mouth taste better. Our surroundings look more vibrant and our emotions feel more intense. It literally makes us feel more alive in a vivid and beautiful world. It also helps us better manage our stress and anxiety. The National Science Foundation says that 80% of the thoughts we have every day are negative, and 95% are just the same thoughts as the day before. So we basically spend the entire day thinking the same negative thoughts again and again. Being in the present helps us break that cycle. Fine, I want to be a world-enjoying, less anxious person. How do I do this? I got limited time. The purposeful aware being has two parts. Think about a head and a body. The first part, the head, is our goal and approach. Can we be more aware of where we are going next and what we are going to do? I can talk for myself. I just love diving into things. Planning and thinking before I act. It's so boring, right? Imagine we were in the woods and we were told that our job is to cut down this huge dead tree. How would you approach it? I would probably just jump in, look at the tools available and dig in. Abraham Lincoln said, "Give me 6 hours to cut down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 hours sharpening the axe." Perhaps taking a little bit of time to think about our goal here might help. How can we approach the task to reach that goal? We may do a better, more fulfilling job this way. Mindfulness practice says that if we were more intentional about where we were going and what we were going to do, we'd be a lot more in equilibrium with our actions. Perhaps I realize that I don't even need to cut down the tree if my goal is preservation. Maybe I check that it's stable and I drill a few holes in the branches to make it a wildlife nesting site. Let's talk about the second part of the mindful aware being. Let's talk about focus. I always thought that focus was the ability to pay attention to a single thing for a prolonged period of time. All of us have had that experience. Trying to focus on that thing we are supposed to be concentrating on, listening intently to my history teacher, and then finding myself 20 minutes later fantasizing about something else. Turns out, the monks who mastered mindfulness practice don't describe focus as the absence of distraction, but rather the ability to bring yourself back from the feeling or thought that distracts you to the object of focus. So, what is the magical, secret way to achieve this? It's simply choosing an object of focus. This can be our breath, or it can be paying attention in a meeting. And then when we get distracted, compassionately bringing ourselves back to the object of focus by saying, I'm thinking, or I'm feeling. This tag should be like a feather touching a glass, and it helps our mind let go of the distraction. The key here is that we do this again and again and again. Every time we get distracted, we bring ourselves compassionately and kindly back to the object of focus. Research shows that the more we do this, the stiller the mind becomes. Even if we spend 5 to 10% of our time in the present, that is an achievement. Being in the present also opens us up to what Andy Puddicombe calls big mind. This is a space that is warm, confident, and beyond self-judgment. It is a space that understands that our thoughts and our emotions are not us and creates a little distance from them. Thoughts come and go. It helps us see that our self and our self-esteem is something much more stable underneath all that. So, let's be a little less anxious versions of ourselves by being aware of where we are going and what our approach will be. Let's find focus in what we are doing, not by focusing harder, but compassionately bringing ourselves back to the object of focus again and again and again. See you next time.